And hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pumpkin Copter Cast, the only video game show. And today I'm joined by SlugGlove, and we're going to be talking about their game all about magics, and how you can mess with magics, and how you can really mess with magics, and how you can really, really mess with magics.
And how you can really, really, really mess with magic. Hello, that's me. I'm SlugGlove. Hi.
Hello. So, before we get into the interview proper, we're going to play everyone's, all five of my viewers, every favorite game. We're going to be playing a rousing game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dark Souls. Because if there's one thing these two franchises have in common is that they have names that don't sound like names anyone would name anything ever. So I will give you three
I thought
names.
for a moment we were just going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I was
Yeah.
really excited for that. So I was going a different way in my head.
So we are going to. I'll be listing three names, and you're going to be telling me if it is indeed Yu-Gi-Oh or Dark Souls.
You got it.
All
I'm a
right.
good person for this. I like both of them.
Let's see. First one: Divine Serpent Apopus, Yu-Gi-Oh or Dark Souls.
I'll immediately take it back. That could be either. Mm-hmm. Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna go Yu-Gi-Oh! Got
that,
serpents in Dark Souls.
yeah, that is correct. It is indeed a
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
I was going through every single snake in Dark Souls possible. Just like, does that one have a name? No. Does that one have a name? No. Does that one have a name? Maybe. So lots of snake guys in that game.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next. Let's see. It's a weird name. Um, I don't even know how to pronounce some of these. Say, Old Iron King, Yu-Gi-Oh or Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. That's the dragon guy, right?
That is correct. It was from Dark
Yeah.
Souls 2.
He's the guy in the lava, and you touch his tummy, and then you kill him.
All right, last one. Demon of Song, Yu-Gi-Oh or Dark Souls.
That's Dark Souls 3, right? That's the frog with the guy in it. Guy in the frog.
I mean, it is Dark Souls, but it is in fact Dark Souls 2 again.
Oh no, it is too. Yeah, never mind. Still the frog guy. Frog guy. I love that guy. He's so weird.
Anyway, so enough about that distraction slash my stalling. Now we can begin with the actual reason anyone who would click on this link when it goes up would. Yeah, so Sluglove, how about we start with you introducing yourself to my five viewer?
Okay. Hi, I'm SlugGlove. I am a solo developer of indie games, and I'm mostly working on a game called Rhell at the moment. Rhell, if you want to spell it out. It has a demo out. It's like a magic game. It's kind of like a magic adventure game, and the whole point is that there's these open-ended puzzles, and the player has a spell system that they can use to solve puzzles in whichever way they want. So it's like you basically combine keywords. You know, Noita? It's like Noita if you didn't kill stuff. It's like that, basically. You just combine keywords, make unique puzzles, and then solve puzzles that way. Like you can combine fire and ice, and you make the water puzzle, or water spell, and you can swim through stuff. Just look at it. It's got a trailer. Just look at the trailer. But I basically do that. I do videos games, and that's about it. That's like, internet level. I read books, but I don't talk about that online, so it's not really, it's not my point bringing that stuff up. It's mostly videos games.
Okay. And when did you first discover video games?
I don't know, when I was a baby in the womb. I don't know. I played like handheld stuff when I was a kid. I don't know what age I was though. Like pretty youngish, like I don't know, 7 or 8. And then I was just really, 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 really obsessively into video games ever since. I love them. I love video games.
Okay, and what would you say is your favorite game and or games growing up?
Growing up, I really liked GameCube stuff. I was like big into Chibi Robo and Paper Mario as like my biggest ones. I think I liked those because I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't read. So I was just walking around and like, this is cool. I like this. Don't know what was happening. I was just enamored by the fun of just being in like a little space and controlling a little guy. I was just having like a lot of fun with that. So growing up, I think those are like super just like games I was really into because I like a little fun little space where I could walk around in, and I am thrilled that they are on the Switch again. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I still have them on GameCube, but it's like I don't want the disc to like shatter into dust when I touch it, so I'm always scared to use my old copies. And now that they're on Switch, I don't have to do that, which is awesome. But you know, I was a big GameCube kid growing up, so basically a lot of GameCube stuff.
Okay, and what would you say is your favorite game and or games now?
I don't know. I really like Dark Souls. Pivotal to what I just said about like really cutesy games that I like to walk around in. I'm like crazy into Dark Souls and like I like action games and pain games. I like to suffer now. Now that I've grown older, I've learned the joy of pain, and that's cool. I've worked that into my video game love. I'm really into the Dark Souls games. I think I like a weird world, and I think I like Dark Souls for that because it's just weird. There's a snake guy. There's like an immortal guy who's just a big lizard. I don't know what's going on there, but it's cool and I like it. Um, so big into Dark Souls. I don't know. I like Splatoon. Like Dark Souls and Splatoon. Those are my big games. Kind
Okay,
of opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're both good.
all right. So, if Rhell was at a if you had like a booth at some manner of videos games convention, and someone was walking by and they saw Rhell, what would be the sort of like elevator pitch you would give them to like get them at least pique their interest as soon as possible?
Usually for an elevator pitch for Rel, I will kind of describe it as it's a puzzle game that you can solve puzzles in any way you want, and it's more about the creativity than the actual puzzle solving. Everything has its own, you know, thousands of solutions. It's more about what you, as the player, can learn to do in the game, and it has a very complicated system in what you can do with spells. There's over 100 million spell combinations you can do in Rel to solve puzzles, but it's also very user friendly and, like, you know, kind of made for kids. So it's not complicated in a way where it's difficult to understand those systems. Basically, it's a funny magic game that you solve puzzles with, and you do those in little funny ways, and it's just like a charming little puzzle sort of game.
Okay. I mean, when I saw like that you included like a metric ton of um different solutions, that reminded me at least a little bit of way back in the day, the video game Stacking by Double Fine, which doesn't have nearly as many sol- different solutions to puzzles as yours does, obviously, but it was the first game I played in like even a point and click style one at that, which there's like more than one way to like solve a puzzle.
I've never played this game. I'm Googling it right now. What is this? This is crazy.
You
I've
are
never seen this. This is an insane looking game.
you are the smallest child in a world of Russian stacking dolls.
What is this? Is crazy. I've never heard. Okay, very visual heavy for a podcast. I'm looking at imagine viewer, paint a scene of me. Look, imagine the craziest game you've ever seen. That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've never played that. That's crazy. But I do like that. I like a puzzle game that you can just have fun with. Like despite all of my puzzle games that I really like Bad Is You and Patrick's Power Box, and those are like very firmly based puzzle games where it's like this is the solution. If you don't do it, we'll shoot you in the head kind of puzzle games. Despite that, I just like an open-ended puzzle game that's like I mean, I guess they're kind of not puzzle games, more of a creativity sandbox stuff. But I just admire that a lot in games. I think creativity is just like a fun thing to focus on when designing a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, and where did the desire like to make a game like Rel come from? Like, did you grow up with like did you were you exposed to puzzle games a lot, or did you see like this was like a niche that you could possibly fill?
I think it was mostly, I finished my last game. It was a momentum platformer. And for me, I am very much just the type of person where it's like, this looks interesting. I'll just do it. I'll just do that thing that I have an interest, a passion on. And it was really just, I finished my last game and I was like, never made a puzzle game before. I'll make a puzzle game next. And it was that that focused me onto it because I made a lot of prototypes of a lot of genres, where it's just like whatever was interesting me, but I'd never made a puzzle game before, and I had like all of these ideas of just like, well, this would be fun as a mechanic, and this would be fun as a mechanic, and I think that might come across in Rel because I never said no to a single idea I had, and I just put it all into one game, and that's why it's so complicated. But it was basically just I had all these kind of plans and ideas for what I think would be fun in a puzzle game, and I ended up just doing a whole lot of it. And I think at the time, it was just coincidentally, I was playing a lot of puzzle games, and I was really inspired by that, and just thinking, oh, I just want to do this, just want to make a puzzle game next. So it's mostly just like whatever my whims and passions for games were. I never really played a lot of puzzle games growing up because I was kind of an idiot, and I couldn't read until I was like 20. So
Mm-hmm.
hard to do a puzzle game when you've got like two brain cells working against each other. But I've got more into puzzle games. I think like later in life because I think they're really fun and I think they're really creative. Um, but I don't know if that's like where my passion for them came from. I think it's just fun. I think it's just fun. I think puzzle games on the whole have the most unique kind of mechanics and designs around them, and I think that kind of like drew a lot of passion to me when I was getting more into designing them, and that's what made me want to do it. But I don't know. I just like making stuff. That's my long-winded answer to say anything. I have not given a vague. I have given the most vague answer to your question by answering it in like 20 different ways. I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I was meaning. So someone can make sense of what I just said.
Okay, and was making like the main character of Rhell like a wizard, like was making it like fantasy esque. Was that like what you thought was like the best way to like utilize like the combinations of spells and making them like absolutely ridiculous? Or was there like another sort of
Oh,
like aesthetic you had in mind before you settled on this?
honestly, I'm just a big fan of fantasy. I just like it. I'm sure like you could design Rel and make it a sci-fi. Like it's kind of I know it comes across as a very magic-y game, and it is because it's magic-y. But just replace the magic system with like a sci-fi weapon or whatever. And I think it doesn't the design doesn't have to strictly be fantasy. I don't think like the mechanics and the world design have to make sense together. You could very easily just switch out for another thing. I think like it could be a fantasy, and it could just be your magical gun that you put different mods in and does a different effect, or it could be whatever. I think it is more just I like fantasy, and I like little wizards, and I like funny little creatures, and I think as well my art style, at least the stuff I like making, I think I've very much, maybe it's just because I've done too much commissions for sci-fi games, but I like fantasy a lot. I just like making a little wizard hat, and I like making a little wizard tower, and it's got little tiles, and they're all different sizes because it's so whimsical. I think it's just what I like to do. Is kind of the real reason. It's just what I'm into.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked that game on DS, which was like an Animal Crossing ripoff, and it was just whimsical fantasy. And I think about it like 20 times a day. I think about Magician's Quest Mysterious Times so often. It's got such a fun style. It's embedded in my brain. I just like it. I just like a wizard.
Okay. And like still at time of recording, like this game is still in development, but provided everything goes as smoothly as game development can, Like how much total time from like idea to finished product do you imagine it will have taken?
Well, between you and me and the viewers, the game's almost done. It's like it's pretty much done. Up to this point, it's taken about 2 years ish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna take more than a month to finish. Ideally, it's pretty close to being finished and at the stage where I just like polished the game, for a while, which I guess is also kind of working on it still, but it's already done, so, that kind of thing. But roughly, I would say Rel took about 2 years to finish, or from start to finish, is what I would estimate for the development time of it.
Okay. And obviously, like since the game's not out yet, we don't know everything. But just from what I've seen on the Steam page, like it seems like it's almost exclusively focused on the puzzles and with not a whole lot of enemy fighty. Will there be any enemy fighty bits, or is it just going to be like an entirely like puzzle focused solving experience?
This really funny bit where I was like, oh, what if 50 hours into my little puzzle game that's so soft and gentle and no violence, what if there's just like a random encounter? Wouldn't that be funny? But no, it's like very very much just a puzzle game. There's no combat. I don't think it would fit with the design as well. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's a puzzle game. It's like if you're playing Baba as you, and then like a level shows up, and it's like Baba has a gun, and she's got to shoot stuff. I think it just for Rell's design, it's like very much just like how would I even go about giving Girly a sword? Like that, it just would not fit design wise. But no, it's very much just like it's like a cutesy little puzzle game, and there's no violence. Interestingly enough, I've even toned down on like a lot of time constraint puzzles and a lot of like timing based stuff because I was gonna have like some more intense puzzles. I had like a couple times like 3 or 4 of them, and then I saw like an accessibility feature on Steam where it was like, does your game have timing based things? And I was thinking like, oh, I don't even want to program an accessibility feature to turn those off. It would just be easier not to do those things. So I think Rel has as a whole just become like a very casual sort of fun puzzle game because of the design as well. It's like very creativity focused. It just lends itself to like gentleness and kind of like a slow playthrough of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's as intense as you want it to be. It's as weird and complicated as you want it to be, and it can also be as simple and gentle as the player wants it to be, I think, which is kind of a thing I like about it.
Okay.
So Rel doesn't get a gun to answer your question.
I hope.
Unless she does, she gets the gun rune. Oh my gosh, DLC.
Let's see. Make a gun mod.
Give Rel a rifle. I mean, she can, with the rune system, make like explosions and blow stuff up, which is a fun thing. You can do it. You can kill people if you like, but it's not really. It doesn't really do much. It doesn't help.
Okay. And it's currently like slated to come out on Steam, obviously. But what are some like platforms that when the opportunity presents itself, like you just want to just shove Rel there and just put it on that platform as soon as possible?
Oh, I'm all for porting Rel. It's mostly a thing where it's like don't know how to do that. It's complicated. I'm scared. I'm scared of the Nintendo Switch. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if there's interest for it, I'm definitely down for porting. It's you know, is there enough interest in porting it to another console that would warrant getting people to help with porting and that sort of thing? Boring finance stuff, blah blah blah. Do the costs outweigh the risks, kind of bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if people are interested in a Rel port, I'm sure a Rel port will come to console. Is kind of how I'm thinking about it. But obviously, if negative 20 people would play it on the Switch, then it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, it's not really a point to pausing it. But I'm sure if people want it, I will definitely go trying to port it. Maybe I'll just do it myself. Maybe I can try and do that. I'll make a port for Rhell, and it will be abysmal and not work, but it'll be one. Or it does Rhell well, and there'll be a port. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my publisher. Don't watch this bit, publisher. I'm sorry. I'm sure there'll be a port if it does. If there's interest for it, is my final answer. Don't take the other bits out of context. I'm sorry.
Okay. And what sort of advice would you give to up and coming indie devs that you wish you had when you first started Rails development?
Have fun. Just have fun with it. I haven't really had any. Look, I have fun with Rhell. I like doing it. It is my biggest passion, and I can say confidently I have zero issues at all when making Rhell because I have had fun with it. I think just have fun with it. Keep it casual. Don't be weird about it. Just have fun. Follow your passions. That sort of thing. Which has always been the kind of thing I've been going on when creating stuff. Like I think if I try and like focus on something to like, oh, what if it's going to be popular and what if it's going to sell well and what if it's going to appeal to a broad audience and like I don't care about that sort of stuff. And if trying to like make a game for those focuses has always been like I just don't care. I just don't want to do it. But if I'm like just following what I think would be fun to do and what would be engaging for me and what would be enjoyable for me, then it's like, well, I'm a person and it appeals to me, so surely it'll appeal to other people, and I don't really need to like focus on this other like boringy marketing sort of stuff because I'm just having fun, baby. I would just say, have fun, follow your passions, live your dream, live and learn, sort of that. That is my advice.
Okay. And like throughout Rel's development, is there like a part of its development that you did not that was maybe more difficult than you initially expected?
Honestly, not to sound like I have a big ego, not really. It's been pretty easy. It's been pretty good. I think my experience and background in what I've done with games, where to explain it, I have made like 100 prototypes for games just because I find it fun. I would I would just make a game prototype for just like the weirdest thing possible and just like, oh, I wonder if I could make a game like this week. Like I'd play Mario Galaxy and I'd be think like, oh, I wonder if I could code that, and then I'd code it and I'd be like, cool. And then I'd go on to like another project and it would just like be a thing I would do for a week and have no I wouldn't do anything with this. I would just make it for fun. And I would do that constantly and I would make so many prototypes with just looking back on it, the weirdest features possible. Just whatever I thought would be interesting to code at the time. And I think doing a lot of that has really made a lot of the systems in Rel kind of simple for me to make. Because it's kind of a lot of stuff I've already done before, or I just know the basics of it. Like whenever I've made a new rune in Rel, which is how the magical effects work. Okay, so the magical effects will work on my runes, and that's what we call them. And that's like an individual effect, and you combine those to make a bigger one. Blah blah blah. Whenever I've made a new one, it's always kind of had this default in my head of just, well, I know how to make this. I just know how to do it because I've done it as so many times before in other games and other prototypes that it's not a big deal for me to do. So I think in doing that, a lot of Rails development has been kind of easy. I don't think. I think the hardest part for it has just been like UI menu navigation and filling up a UI. Oh my gosh. Do you know how annoying it is to have an inventory menu fill out automatically with your inventory items, and then you have to have a sorting system for it for alphabetically and how many you have and when you got them, and oh my gosh, it's so boring to make. It's just make a list and make the list sort. Oh, it's dull. It's so dull. I think that's the hardest part of Rails development. Just UI menu navigation.
Hmm.
Just because it's boring. It is so boring. It's like what you would imagine coding is if you didn't know coding. It's just ugh, yuck. I mean, it's interesting to do, I think, and have it as like a finished thing. But in terms of developing it, it is like very much the I want to go back and make funny magic stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to be in list hell for 2 weeks. So that's my answer. Making the inventory menu. I don't like it.
Okay. And yes, I believe with that we can start bringing this episode of the Pumpkin Copter Cast to a close. I would like to thank SlugGlove for joining me, and
Well, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
you're welcome. And before we sign off, what sort of things would you like to shamelessly plug?
Oh, you can play my game. It's called Rhell. Just search it on Steam. It's on Steam. Go play it. It's free. There's a demo. It's 10 hours long. Just play it. It's called Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my accent is destroying me. I can't say my own name. Rhell. That's how you spell it. You put that in Steam, you search it, and you play the game, and it's good. Hopefully. If you don't like it, don't tell me. Just pretend like you like it. But that's basically it. I'm making a game, playing my game. That's it.
Okay. And after you're done playing their game, if you enjoyed this, you can like and subscribe on the YouTubes, hit that bell icon, all that good stuff. If for some reason you have an odd desire to give me money, you can go to patreon.com/thepumpkincoptercast, where for as little as $1 a month, you can submit questions for me to use in future interviews when I remember to actually message my patrons about that. I am sorry. And
Secret questions. That's funny.
And if you want some slightly more coherent ramblings from me, you can go to your podcast platform of choice and look up "Gotta Recap 'Em All," where I and my co-hosts are slowly recapping every single episode of the Pokemon anime and all the movies. The one that gave kids seizures, yeah. The one with guns, yeah. All of that. So yes, if that is your thing, go to that. And as SlugGlove said, you can go check out their game Rhell on Steam.
Have you got to
And
the Latios movie yet? I really liked that one.
hmm,
In the Pokemon recap, have you got to the Latios movie?
not yet.
That one when I was a kid, it's so cozy and nice. I love it. You'll like that one. I hope. That's my recommendation. Go watch that
Okay.
one. Also, audience, go watch the Pokemon Latias movie. I think it's the 14th one. Go watch that one as well as Ralph. Do the Patreon, play my game, watch the Pokemon movie, the Latias one.
Okay, and this has been the Pumpkin Copter Cast, and as I say at the end of every show, have a gourd day, everyone.
Bye, everyone. I love you. Goodbye.